Arvig Communication Systems connect with your world. Every day, your world is changing. ACS can help you connect with your world. Entertainment, communication will show you your future. Just talk with your friends at Arvig Communication Systems. ACS, connect with your world.
We've always felt that if our communities that we serve grow, our business will automatically grow, and I just think it's been a real partnership between community and our business, and that the dedication that your family and the company has had to all of the communities that we serve has been really a real plus for rural Minnesota.
Well, that goes back to, the philosophy of our founder, my father. He always believed in a very strong community, very strong family ties within the community. And while he was still here, he worked very hard to make all the communities that he serviced through the telephone companies into viable communities. He went the extra yard.
Royal instilled that in you. I think you've instilled that in the bulk of all of our employees at ACS in making a contribution back to the community and a give back, so to speak. It's kind of a circle that goes around, and when it comes back around, everybody in the end is benefits from that. Not only the employees, but our customers, and ultimately, it's a complete package that helps to fulfill, what our mission is in terms of providing a good place to work, providing a top quality product and service that we can provide to the community. So it's a win-win thing for everybody.
And the reason that we're so much on the leading edge is because of our involvement in national organizations and in state organizations, which learn of this technology, learn of these advancements first. And we take a look at that, and we bring it back home to we see if there's a fit.
Many times, we admittedly find ourselves wondering, if we've made a good decision, we haven't made a good decision. But especially when you're probably out in the forefront and the leading edge of deploying certain new technologies that no one else has yet readily adopted with open arms. But in the end, we've always found that we've made a good decision, typically because the businesses and the customers that we're providing services to in those communities do readily want those services.
The Arvig companies have been very involved in working with community leaders in attracting new businesses and demonstrating to them what our company can provide as far as telecommunication services, and the individual companies. Bringing Northwest Technical College to Perham, I think that was one example of that, which was real successful.
That was with the joint venture in the city of Perham.
Right.
And we're involved in loan pools. We've partnered with other community members in Twin Valley, in New York Mills, and in Perham to further economic and community development and Bertha, right? So, and soon to be in Henning.
Well, the communities, as you said earlier, they're very, very important in a mission that we're trying to carry out in terms of providing telecommunication services, and by making those commitments, we're basically reinvesting in our own future, so to speak. The success of the community is entirely dependent on how much people like ACS and others in the community are able to reinvest back into the community. And a good example is the Perm Technology Center and our partnership where we've teamed up with the city to help develop that technology incubator.
Well, we've always said that we will help any community that wants to help themselves. From 1975 to the present, we've created 3 other companies within the company, and with your help and coming on board and selling us on the idea of branding a name, we have shown to the communities that, hey, instead of 4 different companies running out there and 4 different vehicles, and now nobody or not many people are really realizing that it was only one company and they could go to one place for all their services. You sold us on branding the ACS name, and all of a sudden we became very visible to the community that we serve, plus the surrounding communities, as, hey, we only have one place to go to shop now. It's we can get everything that we need in one location. And people didn't realize that 4 companies were really only one.
Well, I think we've, one of the ideas that we've implemented lately is with our retail centers, ACS retail centers. Part of our commitment to the communities we serve is to put a retail center in some of the larger communities and give customers a chance and an opportunity to come in and learn about some of the new technology, try out, Speedline DSL, what does it look like? They may not be familiar with the internet, but what is it like if it's really fast? Or come in and look at how does caller ID on call waiting work? And I think our whole thought process there is to make it as easy and as friendly for people to walk in, try out some of these new things. And I think it's wonderful, and I think that's yet again extending our community into theirs.
Retail centers have helped, I think, deliver the message to our communities that we are committed to providing local service and at a local level to them, and we're not an absentee operating company that you have to call by way of 800 numbers that we're on the other end of the 48 states. We are local, and in most cases we try to make ourselves available at a local level, and that's one thing that we've strived to do with the retail centers, in being able to make ourselves available. They can walk in off the street and deal with us face to face.
The focus and the main mission is to serve the customer and always keep the customer in mind. And
the difficulty in the past has been that we've not had the ability in our own team to be able to get people to do more than a single focused job or work on a particular element, and we've enabled people to be cross-trained so that one person does the TV and the telephone, and we don't have to have 2 or 3 people rolling out there. And the result of that teamwork in-house has resulted in a benefit to the customer.
Whether it was my father or today's management, we've always encouraged our personnel to become actively involved, and it creates a more defined team. It makes things run smoother.
Teamwork concept, not only in-house, but outside of our company, teaming up with other community businesses and other organizations within the communities has carried on too.
I think a real good example of that is the apprenticeship program. I think we work with the schools and communities. We work with Northwest Tech. And there again, that's a training element, it's education and training, but I think it benefits us as far as really developing a team of employees that can help us move forward. It helps provide opportunities from a training standpoint for others in the community too. With that success, the customer always wins.
I remember growing up in the early 50s and new to the telephone business, and a young kid, father coming home and talking about the construction of the aerial lines and how everything was going, and I can remember going out and helping reel the reels to put it in the air as a 12, 13-year-old. I can remember about the second winter we were in business, and nice ice storm whirls through about the first week of December, and all that aerial liner and stretches of it is down on the ground, and my father coming home and saying, by golly, there's a new technology out there. They developed a plow to put cable in the ground and get it out of the air, and by golly, we're going to do that. And we were about the 3rd company in the nation in 1955 to go to bury cable. And my father's vision was to provide the most trouble-free, the best trouble-free private telephone service in the nation, and he strived to do that. We were one of the first ones in the area that got rid of the 20 people on a party line hand crank, and when we went to party line services, it was 8. Then his vision was to go to private line, and we started that in 1965. And we were the first ones in the area to convert to private line services. And that was my father's future or vision then.
Well, and I think that you, Alan, and your mother have carried that vision for our company on. I think we continue to provide the most up-to-date products and services, and probably would be considered a leader in the industry in providing the most up-to-date and new products and services. I don't know how often I've sat around a table in a Minnesota industry, and Dave, you're nodding too, and a subject will come up, and are we going to invest in this new technology or aren't we? Are we going to partner up? And you can look around the table, and 9 times out of 10, people are waiting to see what Alan and ACS is going to do because of the leadership. And
we have made a great deal of effort to reinvest and develop our infrastructure so that we can provide these state-of-the-art services to the areas we provide service to, which are all greater Minnesota communities. We provide services that would be the envy of many people in a metro area that can't get this type and level of service that we're able to provide our customers at this point in time.
I was telling Alan just the other day that I have some friends and relatives that live in the metro area, and they were amazed that we offer DSL, high-speed internet, and they told me they couldn't believe that we were offering out here in rural Minnesota, because when they call to sign up for it in the metro area, they're being told that it'll be 1.5 years before they can have it provided to them. And I mean, it just points out that rural Minnesota in many areas, particularly the areas that we serve, aren't being left out of the superhighway.
Well, I personally think a real statement to that was in making the decision to say, yes, we're going to take these 4 companies, we're going to brand them as ACS, and that's what we're going to be known to customers as. But then saying, okay, we're going to compete, and we're going to move into the future with a vision of constantly providing leading-edge technology and making that investment to put fiber in the ground in rural Minnesota, making the investment to do further research into what's the best way to deliver these services, and constantly looking out for what do our customers tell us that they want, as far as what's available, what makes sense here, and what do we really want to invest our money in to deliver. I think that's a real statement to having a vision for rural Minnesota.
Arvig Communication Systems connect with your world. Every day, your world is changing. ACS can help you connect with your world. Entertainment, communication will show you your future. Just talk with your friends at Arvig Communication Systems. ACS, connect with your world.